let's say we're going to take this down through the chakras.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, we'd start from the bottom.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
it'd be much juicier.
Yes.
But we're not going to do it in this show.
Ah!
We can do it.
It would take
We can do a show on each chakra.
Right.
And the beliefs that you hold.
Well, already, though, you're saying that there's a base across the line belief here in humanity, and maybe it's tied to original sin, whatever, that it is not safe to love.
Well, you've proven that over and over again. It has to do with the template of original, quote-unquote, original sin, as we said a little earlier. It is a dynamic that really is a template that's in that dynamic, in your dynamic of belief, because of the experiences that you had. Of course, it was an experience that occurred over 1 million years ago, and,
We're still carrying that experience across the river.
We think you might be over that trauma by now, but what happens is that each of you repeats that experience of that rug being pulled out from under you, each of you in your own way. And you're either the puller or the pulley.
Right, and both of them suck. This is the experience, the feeling of it is
the pulley is better off usually, or the puller is usually better off than the pulley.
Right.
It's the pulley that experiences the betrayal, the abandonment, the experience of having unreasonable expectations. And so, where are we here? All right. So as we get to our final soliloquy of this particular session, let us basically say to you, dear ones, very few of you in your world knows the dynamic of what real love is. And we would suggest, those of you that are listening to this, to call in next week with your ideas around your own relationships and your own dynamics of love, and to begin to utilize these assessments from our understanding of seeing the way that humanity interacts with each other. The signs of real love are when each individual can be powerful simultaneously, where love is freely given and received in every moment, where the happiness of the other person is more important than your own.
Dun, dun, dun.
Well, you can put this on pause, rewind it, and listen to it again, because approximately half of you out there have gone blank when you've heard this. And that's another show about negative ego and child and adolescent, but we will get into that eventually as well. All right. Adrienne, you have anything that you would like us to wrap up with?
No, I think you've given, as you just said, some of the parameters of assessing whether one's dealing with the real deal.
We've got some good, juicy stories to tell about caretakers and needy people and how you all practice one-way love in order to keep yourselves safe. We're still telling that story, but...
Well, that it's... and we could we could trade off. I mean, it's not always one way or the other with a certain person. You might take that role, but... It's a dynamic one. Again, in relationship, often what you will have is that one-way relationship. It's one-way love, because one-way love is better than no love at all. Yes, and
how many people do you know that have suffered that dynamic for 20, 30, 40, 50 years within the dynamics of their relationships?
Many.
It's called codependency.
Yes. And The channel and I have had times of that. I mean, we know from when she was speaking.
It's not real codependency. It's indicators of that dynamic of one person is needy at a certain point. Well, one time he had to have his thyroid removed, and another time you had Lyme disease. Mm-hmm. So,
you step up.
One becomes a caretaker for a while, but it's not a normal state of being.
No, there's let's say that maybe love has a certain quality of fairness about it.
Oh, and by the way, that didn't happen at the same time. That happened years apart.
No. No, there's a certain quality of fairness. If fairness is important, if you feel you have fairness in a relationship.
And equitability, where the division of labor is equitably divided.
But along what's real for the individuals, like in our case, it's real that he is physically stronger than I am.
Right. But that doesn't mean you're smarter than he is.
No, we have our own areas
we would say
of knowing
that you're better organized.
Yes.
And you're a gardener, and he's a grunt. You're a gardener, he's a donkey. You're a gardener, he's the wheelbarrow.
Okay, and if one doesn't judge gardening or being a wheelbarrow, then who cares?
Well, that's right, because he generally enjoys himself here, and so do you.
Yes.
Yes,
we do. So it will be another time when we talk about how we got here and the pieces of self that can get in the way. But let's say it's fair to say that humanity is being urged to become more in the area of love, around love, as a baseline.
Love is all there is. If you go back to the dynamic of the raw material of creation, is not love all there is?